Throughout history, weapons have played a central role in shaping the rise and fall of civilizations. From the earliest days of human existence, survival depended on the ability to defend and conquer, to protect one's territory, and to assert power. In the ancient world, weaponry was not only a matter of brute force, but also a reflection of technological advancements, strategic thinking, and cultural values. Ancient civilizations developed some of the most deadly and sophisticated weapons known to humankind, many of which had a lasting impact on warfare. In this exploration, we will take a look at some of the deadliest weapons of ancient civilizations, examining their design, usage, and influence.
1. The Egyptian Chariot.
The ancient Egyptians were pioneers in many fields, from architecture to medicine, but one of their most lethal innovations in warfare was the chariot. Introduced around 1600 BCE, the Egyptian chariot revolutionized battle tactics and became a symbol of power and mobility. Chariots were typically manned by a driver and an archer or spearman. The driver steered the chariot at high speeds, while the archer or spearman would attack enemies from a distance. The speed and maneuverability of the chariot allowed Egyptian forces to break enemy lines and decimate infantry. Chariots were especially effective against slower, less mobile enemies, and played a decisive role in battles like the Battle of Kadesh in 1274 BCE, where Egyptian pharaoh Ramses II employed thousands of chariots to defeat the Hittites. The Egyptian chariot's combination of speed, firepower, and tactical versatility made it one of the deadliest weapons of its time.
2. The Greek Phalanx and the Sarissa.
In ancient Greece, warfare was characterized by the formation of tightly knit, disciplined infantry units known as the Phalanx. This military formation was central to Greek military success, particularly during the 4th century BCE. The Phalanx was a rectangular formation of soldiers, each armed with a long spear called a sarissa, which could measure up to 18 feet in length. The sarissa was a devastating weapon, far longer than the traditional spears used by other ancient armies. Its length allowed soldiers to keep enemies at bay while remaining protected by the overlapping shields of the phalanx. This created a nearly impenetrable wall of spears, making it incredibly difficult for enemies to break through. The Macedonian king Philip II, father of Alexander the Great, perfected the phalanx, using it to conquer much of Greece. Alexander the Great, building on his father's legacy, used the phalanx to achieve remarkable military victories, including the Battle of Gaugamela in 331 BCE, which led to the fall of the Persian Empire.
3. The Roman Gladius.
The Roman Empire, one of the most powerful civilizations in history, was known for its highly organized and disciplined military. Among the many weapons used by the Roman legions, the gladius, a short sword, was one of the deadliest. Typically around 24 inches long, the gladius was designed for close combat, making it ideal for the tight formations of Roman soldiers known as maniples. Roman soldiers were trained to fight with precision and efficiency, using the gladius in stabbing motions rather than slashing. The short length allowed for quick thrusts, and its broad blade could inflict deep wounds on an enemy. It was a versatile weapon, perfect for hand-to-hand combat in the chaos of battle. Combined with the Roman soldiers' famous discipline and the highly effective testudo formation, the gladius became a symbol of Roman martial superiority, enabling the legions to conquer vast territories.
4. The Persian Composite Bow.
The Persians were famous for their archery skills, particularly during the Achaemenid Empire. The composite bow, a weapon made from a combination of materials such as wood, horn, and sinew, was one of the deadliest ranged weapons of the ancient world. Unlike the longbow, which was typically made from a single piece of wood, the composite bow was much smaller and more powerful, allowing for greater accuracy and higher draw weights. Mounted on horseback, Persian archers could fire their composite bows with deadly accuracy, even while riding at full speed. This gave the Persian cavalry a distinct advantage on the battlefield, especially against infantry. The Persians used this mobility and firepower effectively during key battles like the Battle of Marathon and the Battle of Gaugamela, where the Persian archers would rain down arrows on their enemies from a distance, weakening them before engaging in close combat. The composite bow allowed the Persians to dominate large areas of land and was a key factor in the success of their military campaigns.
5. The Chinese Crossbow.
China has a long history of military innovation, and one of its most formidable ancient weapons was the crossbow. The crossbow, which was invented during the Zhou dynasty, revolutionized warfare in China and beyond. Unlike traditional bows, which required great skill and strength to operate, the crossbow was easier to use and required less physical strength. It allowed soldiers to shoot bolts with high precision, even at long distances, without the need for extensive training. The Chinese crossbow could be mounted on a stand, making it an effective siege weapon for attacking fortified positions. It also had a quick reloading mechanism, which allowed for rapid successive shots. Crossbowmen were often placed in the rear of infantry formations, providing support with ranged attacks. The Chinese used crossbows effectively in many battles, and they were a significant factor in the success of the Qin dynasty, especially during the unification of China in 221 BCE. The crossbow's combination of power, precision, and ease of use made it one of the deadliest weapons in ancient warfare.
6. The Viking Longship and the axe.
The Vikings, seafaring warriors from Scandinavia, were known for their fearsome raids and invasions across Europe between the 8th and 11th centuries. The Viking Longship was an engineering marvel designed for both speed and versatility. With a shallow draft, it could navigate both open seas and shallow rivers, allowing Viking raiders to strike quickly and unexpectedly. The Vikings were also known for their skill with weapons, particularly the axe. While many cultures favored swords or spears, the Viking axe was a highly effective weapon in close combat. Its design allowed for powerful strikes, capable of cleaving through armor and shields. The longship and the Viking axe worked in tandem to create a terrifying and efficient raiding force, capable of reaching distant shores, overwhelming local defenses, and carrying out lightning-fast attacks. The Vikings' military success and ability to adapt to different battle environments made their weapons some of the deadliest of the medieval period.
7. The Mongol Horsebow.
The Mongols, under the leadership of Genghis Khan, created one of the most powerful empires in history. Their military success was largely due to their use of the horsebow, a composite bow similar to the Persian version, but with even greater range and accuracy. The Mongol horsebow was small, lightweight, and deadly, and it allowed Mongol cavalry to fire with devastating precision while riding at full gallop. Mongol warriors, known as Tumans, were highly skilled in archery and would often engage in psychological warfare, using speed, mobility, and surprise to overwhelm their enemies. The Mongols' ability to shoot arrows accurately while moving at high speeds allowed them to harass and break enemy formations before moving in for the kill. They could fire arrows in volleys, causing mass casualties before retreating and regrouping for another attack. The horsebow was a symbol of Mongol military dominance, and its effectiveness played a key role in the Mongols' conquests, which spanned much of Asia and Eastern Europe.
8. The Aztec Macuahuitl.
The Aztec Empire, one of the most advanced civilizations of Mesoamerica, developed a distinctive weapon known as the Macuahuitl. This weapon was a wooden club with sharp obsidian blades embedded along the edges. The Macuahuitl was capable of inflicting horrific wounds, slicing through flesh and bone with ease. Aztec warriors used the Macuahuitl in close combat, often as part of their ritualized warfare, where capturing prisoners for sacrifice was the ultimate goal. The weapon was particularly effective against the unarmored infantry of their enemies. The Aztec Macuahuitl was both a symbol of Aztec martial prowess and a deadly tool of warfare. The obsidian blades, though fragile, could cut with a sharpness unmatched by most steel weapons of the time. The Aztecs used this weapon effectively in their many campaigns, which expanded their empire throughout Mesoamerica